Hi, I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to go over in this video a market update for Fort Myers Beach and to basically give the stats for both September and October here. We're the later part of October right now. I want to kind of go over the numbers and explain kind of what's happening for this time of year. So I'm going to start off naming the September stats for both houses and condos. And these particular stats for September are stats that are given from the MLS, in which they're typically like 2 to 3 weeks behind when they issue these stats. So that's why I have access to them now. This report is from the zip code of Fort Myers Beach. So this report does include San Carlos Island, as well as properties that are more inland that's still part of the zip code, even down towards Walmart off Old San Carlos Boulevard there. All right, so for September in single family homes, there was a total of 9 sales. The median sale price was $975,000. The active inventory, 161 houses were active in September. The dollar volume, the amount that has sold, was $8,564,004. That's up 120% from a year ago. And the new listings is 17, which is up 31% from a year ago. And new pending sales was 7, and that was up 75% from a year ago. Now, regarding the median sale price, you might find this interesting because of the reputation of the overall general real estate market, especially in Florida, that have been slow over the summer and this past year. So the median sale price is $975,000. That's actually up 11% from a year ago. So that's pretty good, actually. So depending on who you are, buyer or seller. Now for townhouses and condos, the closed sales was 14. The median sale price was $527,000, which is up 7.2% from a year ago. The active inventory is 244 active listings for condos, and the dollar volume was $7,363,006. That's down 2.9% from a year ago. So the new listings is 20 were added to the market in September. So that's down actually 23% from a year ago. The new pending sales is 8, which is also down. That's down 38% from a year ago. So those are the stats for the zip code of Fort Myers Beach, 33931, for the month of September. Now I will get into the stats of October for the island only. So specifically Estero Island, Fort Myers Beach. It does not include San Carlos Island or anything off the island of Estero Island. So in October, for single family homes, there's currently 151 active listings. There's only 3 pending. 6 have sold in October, which basically translates into a 25-month inventory now. Now, in months prior, we're having an average of between 9 to 12 single family house sales per month, which the inventory level was down to about 16 months of inventory. But if you're only factoring of what has sold in October, that's a 25-month inventory now. So that inventory number has drastically increased by 9 months. Lee County is an average of 7.4 month of inventory. Now, in case you haven't seen any of my market updates in the past, basically month inventory means that it takes that amount of time to sell through the existing inventory level based on the current actives and what has sold in the month. So there's obviously different ways you can calculate it. You can do an average of what's sold in the last 3 months or 4 months to kind of get more of a better average or more of a true picture of actually what the actual inventory is. Now, condos, there's currently 223 active listings. There's 7 pending. 5 have sold in October. And actually now, so with that said, 5 have sold in October. Typically, the previous months have sold in around an average of like 15 sold per month. So really, it's not a great picture just by taking a snapshot of October, which if we did that, then that means it would be a 44-month inventory based on the current active listings, which is almost a 4-year inventory on condos. Now, vacant lots, there's currently 139 active listings. There are 3 pending and 0 have sold in October. So In previous months, I remember doing an average, calculating out an average of the, say a 4 month average was about between 1 to 2 per month sell through rate, which basically translates to, if I take the average of the last, say 4 months of sales of vacant lots, say an average of 2 sell per month, that basically translates to a 7-year inventory, or pretty close to a 7-year. It's like 69 months of inventory for vacant lots. So they are definitely not moving right now. There was a positive uptick in August of vacant lots, that there was more pending at that time, and which tells me there was more positive signs for people buying lots and then wanting to build a new house. So now let's talk about multifamily. There's currently only 12 active listings on the island. There's 5 pending, and 1 has sold in October, and then 3 have sold in the last 4 months. So that kind of gives you an idea of multifamily. There's definitely not many multifamily properties on the island to begin with, but so typically that inventory level is low. I think during season we were seeing the inventory around maybe 20 to 25 listings of multifamily. So anything like duplexes and triplexes and quadplexes. So basically that's the snapshot for October. Now I will say this was to be expected, because October, especially on the island, is typically slow. It's the perhaps the one of the slowest months of the year. Now, what does that mean for when you're a buyer, a potential buyer? Well, actually, if you're on the fence right now of buying, it's a good time to start your search and looking for properties, because right now there's not very many buyers that you're going to be competing against. So that's going to be a good thing for you when you have a good selection of inventory available right now that's active. And now we'll talk about sellers. Now, if you're on the fence about selling, it's also a good time to consider listing your property, because the inventory level is down compared to what it is during season, or at least what it was during this last season. So what that means, you'll have less competition than what was before. I'm expecting the season for more people to list their homes for sale, because that's when the most amount of eyeballs are on the market looking for a real estate. So when it starts getting cold up north, that's when more eyeballs start looking down here for a place to buy, a place to stay for the winter. So sometimes, a lot of buyers, they want to purchase a property and then be able to stay in the winter time. So it's definitely a good time to list your property if you've been thinking about it. So that's why right now, this time of year is good for both buyers and sellers, in my opinion, to both get into the market and either list the home for sale or condo, and or start your search for real estate and perhaps purchase something before season. Because if you're a buyer and we come season, there's going to be a lot of people in town, a lot of snowbirds that are looking. So you can have that increased number of people that are wanting something to buy on the island, and you're going to be competing against them when a new listing hits the market during season. So that's my take on the current market conditions right now here on Fort Myers Beach. I do expect, based on current demand, I would say there's pent-up demand on buying. There's been a lot of buyers that are on the sidelines still, just waiting to, whether it's waiting to find something that they absolutely want, or just waiting to see how the market is, how it's doing, and making sure it's solidifying and not falling anymore. Well, based on the September stats that I read to you earlier, being that the actual median sales price has gone up 11% for homes, and it went up 7% for condos. So that tells me that the prices are steady, and actual sell prices, the median price has gone up. So it's a positive sign that the market, in my opinion, is stabilizing, especially during a slow period of the year. Now, I would say typically you'd see the median sale price going down, because if you have a desperate seller who wants to sell quickly and they start lowering the price more, and that would obviously affect the numbers of the median sales price. So if you're interested in buying or selling on Fort Myers Beach, I welcome the opportunity to help you in your journey of buying or selling here on the island or Southwest Florida. And I am David Piper. I'm Beach's Real Estate Group here on Fort Myers Beach. The brokerage I'm with is Real Broker LLC. And if you have questions, by all means, shoot me an email, text, or give me a call at 239-919-7444. I'm here to help you. I'm your local eyes on the island. I can help see through any process where you're buying or selling. I definitely appreciate the opportunity. Now, another updates on Fort Myers Beach is an exciting time on the island, actually, because coming up here in November, the Whale restaurant's going to be opening on November 12th. So it's going to be a huge milestone for the island, another restaurant opening up, and we're really looking forward to it being back on the island. And well, the new owners had purchased it back in before Ian, so I feel so bad for them and everything they went through and had to rebuild a whole new restaurant from scratch. And I know they're definitely eager to get it open, and they're definitely part of the community and a very positive part of the community. Absolutely. So that's going to be a huge improvement with having another restaurant. That's been another thing with buyers that have been on the fence of seeing the progress on the island of what's taken shape over these years. And it's definitely a great milestone to have another restaurant opening up. And then there's also going to be South Beach Grill with plans to open up, I believe, the early part of this coming year down at Santini Plaza. So definitely more progress is being made. It's exciting times here on Fort Myers Beach, and I definitely welcome the opportunity to help serve you in your real estate needs here on the island. Like I said, reach out anytime. I'm available, so let me know if I could help you. I really appreciate your time, and thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more Fort Myers Beach real estate updates, as well as other updates here on the island that I do. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.